Now, what if I told you to get the hips clearing and opening and rotating in the downswing, you don't try to turn your hips. You do what Xander Schauffele is doing here. Nice, patient move at the top, giving himself time to clear the hips. Time is key, so let's get straight to it. I'm going to give you some great drills to give you that time and get you clearing and rotating those hips finally. So again, Xander Schauffele here, nice time. Look at that little pause he has. It's like a split second and then he unwinds his hips from there. Unbelievably good. This is what so many of you are missing when it comes to turning and rotating your hips. When you start your downswing trying to clear it, you quickly get that jerky movement. Again, you could hit some good distance, but then from there, the ball's absolutely gone, because what you're doing, you're giving yourself no time. When we have no time to turn the hips in the downswing, what happens is the right hip pushes forward. That gets us closer to the golf ball. We can start to shank it. We can hit those humongous pulls that I just hit there, and we'll start to have the club face closed down. We can get a little bit of hip rotation doing that, but it happens really early, and then we stall out from there. Where Xander, he's given himself the time. He's pausing his club for a split second at the top. And then from there, what he does, he gets that left hip moving back. Now, Xander has a lot of trail side bend, so he has a little bit of right side kick up at the end, but that's to mitigate his side bend. But the main key thing there is giving yourself time. You need time for those hips to unwind. Even if some swings, it doesn't feel like you're having much of a pause. That one, I felt like I paused it. But I didn't, did I? So that's where I just gave myself that time to let those hips unwind, like you're throwing a ball. If you're throwing a ball, you're going to be getting up here. You're not going to immediately at the end of, let's say, your arm coil, boom, go straight away. You'll give yourself time to then set into that lead side and then open up and clear up. Same thing in the golf swing. We need to get up to the top, give ourselves time for this lower body to get and clear up. It's that same motion as skipping a rock across a pond, throwing a ball. Giving myself time to get into that lead side with that left hip open up is exactly what Xander does and what we see all the best hip rotators do in the world. I'm going to give you a great drill to do for this. Now, and the second reason here is one that I talk about all the time on the channel. We touched on it at the beginning there. When you don't have enough time to be able to turn your hips, a lot of players fire at the right hip too quickly. But that's what a lot of players try to do regardless to turn the hips. They're trying to get their right side going forward. Always hear the saying again, the right side going in front of their, let's say, ball getting closer. That's awful. Yes, that might get you to turn the hips, but again, what's going to happen from there? Your pelvis will start to move closer to the golf ball because you're pushing that right side forward. Again, if you're like Xander, you could do this a little bit by having a lot of trail side bend, which helps, of course, neutralize everything, the effect this has. But if you're not like him, pushing that right side forward is just a recipe for hitting the hosel. Because when we push our right side forward, that pushes the whole swing more forward as well. So we just meet the hosel instead of the golf ball. Where we see the best rotators in the world, there's a guy out there who has a crazy swing that just watching it hurts your back called Michael Lasasso. Don't try and copy all of his move, but you watch there with his lower body, how much back it goes in the downswing. We don't need to be that extreme because we'll probably need back surgery afterwards. But ultimately, you could see his hips just sink back so much as he turns down a downswing. That's the key. If we can give ourselves time, and we can get that left hip sinking back. And this is what 99% of players get completely wrong when it comes to rotation. They try to do it too quickly and try to do it with their trail side. So, okay, I'm going to teach you this with a good drill to encapsulate both of these. So, okay, giving ourselves time, a little bit of a pause to give us time for those hips to unwind. And then we want left hip sinking back, like we're throwing, skipping a stone across the pond. Pressure goes left, left hip goes back. You can see the more I get that left hip going back, the better I end up rotating, and I give myself space and I keep the swing arc going through the golf ball nicely. That's our key to good hip rotation. Now, like I said, I've got two drills to do for you. One is a dry drill and one is a drill with a golf ball. So you can do this as a routine. So whether, let's say you're at the driving range where you're at kind of like a bay that's got maybe a wall in between the bays or right at the end of the range, or maybe you've got something like this tee to green here in Ayr in Scotland, which is a lovely simulator room. So a wall is needed for the first drill. You can do this at home as well, and you're going to have great practice even without a golf ball. But if you can hit a golf ball afterwards, even better. So get yourself to where you're around, let's say half a club to even a grip's distance with a wall behind you. I want you getting the club up to the top and touching it on the wall. And then what I want you to do, feel like you're doing nothing with your arms at all. Nothing. You're leaving them there. You're making them patient. You're giving them time. And then what I want you to do, slide this club down the wall just via you pivoting into that downswing. The club's going to naturally slide. But I want this left hip now to slightly move towards the target, but at the same time move back again, like we're skipping a stone, or let's say throwing a ball. Same thing. Sliding down, pressure left, left hip going back at the same time. Get that left hip touching the wall. This is training that patient movement. So you can see here, I'm really pushing this back where the wall is shaking. I'm doing it that much.
Keep it down in there!
Really getting that left hip going back. So you can imagine if you do, let's say, structure your practice into where you're doing, let's say, 3 balls of a drill that I'm going to show you in a minute, and you do 5 of them in between every set of 3 balls, you could do that for the space of half an hour or even like 15 minutes, and you're going to have a great practice. So what's our drill now? Drill now is one that I've done tons in my golfing life, and it is super instrumental for me, and that is the step through drill, because this really exaggerates, giving you time, because it gets the lower body working with the lead side, which is what we want. We don't want the trail side moving, we want the lead side really early. So this is called the step through drill. So this is where we set up to the golf ball, one I talk about a lot on the channel because it's very, very good. So get the left foot over to the right, club then out the middle of the 2 feet. As soon as you take the club back, step. So what is this emulating? This is emulating that, throwing a ball. So same motion, same sequencing. Just the ball's on the ground and we're hitting it with a stick with a head on it. So again, left foot over to right foot, club out the middle, step forward and swing through. So your sequencing has to start with the lower body, that's great, but it has to start with the left side as well. So for me with my cerebral palsy in my left side, it's an incredibly hard drill to do because the left side's my affected side, so it's hard to get into that left side properly. But even for me with a physical disability that stops me from doing this really that well, it still helps me a ton to be able to do it. With my golf game, that felt nice. Whew. Again, that felt like I put really nothing into it, no effort, just trying to do the drill well, just trying to get into that left side. And as I'm doing that, because I've just done the reps there, I can easily get that left hip going back and leave the right alone. So again, with this drill, a lot of people will say to me, especially when I give this to a lot of my students online on Skillist, they'll say, Jonathan, this is a really hard drill for me to do. I must be doing something wrong with it. They never are. I get them to send them a swing of me doing them, or themselves doing it, and they're not doing it wrong at all. They're just not very good at doing that proper sequencing. When I started off doing this drill, I couldn't hit the ball. Couldn't hit it at all. So that's where, if a drill's really hard, that's a great sign. That means it's touching a weak area. So left foot over to right foot, boom. Get those reps in. So like we said, 3 to 5. Ideally, we'd want 3 of these. Let's say this is my 3rd. Lovely compression. Whew, okay, so that's one thing you're going to feel because you get onto that left side, the low point's going to go in front of the ball nicely, you're going to compress it. So then we're back here. Boom, boom. One more. Let's say that was 5 for the video's sake. So again, I would want you to do 5 though. So now step through drill again. Let's say this is my 3rd ball, the step through drill. Step through immediately, left hip back. Oh, that was a good strike. But even that's the best one yet. Best one yet. That felt very, very effortless. So again, if you want to have an effortless golf swing, get good at that. That's going to be really good. So let's say you spend 15 minutes doing that. And let's say you just want to do a few kind of normal ones afterwards. Do some rehearsals, just like the best players in the world do, up to the top, nice and patient. Boom. So just rehearse that first movement, keeping the arms where they are, left hip going back. So just imagine Zander. That's our move. Look how the shaft reacts. See how the shaft reacts as shallowing? A lot of the reasons why a lot of you steepen because you get too active. Grip it so tight, start first, boom, now you steep. And that's not going to be good for you. So get that motion in, feel that motion, and just sprinkle a few normal ones in there, exaggerating that feel. So nice, slow, boom, left hip back, keeping the arms up there. Come on, come back. See, that's the great thing about this. I hit a wee little push there. I'm on the green, I'm only what? What's that? That's got to be like 10 foot away. And I pushed it. That was a bad shot. That was my worst shot, other than the one I demonstrated at the beginning. Of course, so 99% get hip rotation wrong because they're going way too quick. They're not giving themselves time and they're turning with the wrong side. So if you give yourself time and then you get that left side going back, a lot of the downswing is just going to happen automatically. Little routine here for you to do. Lovely stuff. Again, if you want my help, link down there for online lessons with myself on Skillist. You can be anywhere in the world and we can work on your game. And if you want me to have a little look first, I can do that free of charge as well, which is, again, there on Skillist free and swing analysis. I'll tell you exactly what you've got to do with your golf swing and how we would build something around yourself to improve your golf. So, absolutely guys, if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction, just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit that bell button too. to be notified every time I put out a video. If you want a specific topic next time for deep dive, let me know and we'll absolutely dive into it deep.